Good day folks, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a Yu-Gi-Oh related video as it concerns one of the DB replays. Now before we get into it, let me just say DB is a really great place to start playing if you don't have access to like a local store or anything like that. But with DB, it's just like any other place, whether it all comes down to the persons that are there, the persons who help to corrupt the environment. So I got two. Now for the first replay here, this is against this Vanquish Soul K9 player, in which Vanquish Soul K9 is one of like the best decks for this coming meta, or the current meta that we're in. And it is not something you want to go up against Centurion, because again it's just a case where I'm literally playing Centurion for fun to, like, I don't want to say troll persons, but it's just that DB it's easily accessible, but again, the persons that you have to play on DB, some of them are cool, some of them are okay, and others are just like nah. But for this replay here, as you can see, our hand is Fua called by Tradea Emperor Terraforming. We won the rock, paper, scissors, by the way. And the opponent is Rhoda, Lantern, Jalong, Borger, and Holly Sue, which is a very good hand going second. Let me fast forward this a bit. Well, alright, it's playing at good speed. So we go normal Tradea, nothing in response. Tradea gets Primera effect to summon. He chains Holly Sue, so he shows the Jalong and the Borger. In response, Holly Sue is summoned, and then Primera gets summoned. Primera 1, Holly Sue 2, Holly Sue, those two, and Primera search. Now right here, I didn't take notice of it, to be honest, but this was a misplay because Primera should have been in the same column as a Holly Sue to avoid the rosin pop, but I wasn't thinking about it at the time. I was just playing. He go rosin to pop, I go wake up chain, he gets Caesar values, so I get the token with wake up because my hand was still able to push. We go wake up, banish, send the trap, terraforming, get stand up, ditches the Fua, but he says on rest he want to do something, so he goes thumbs up. We go Primus, he goes Caesar to target to pop. Well, I don't think it targets, I'm sorry, Caesar to pop, but I'm chain link 1, so it resolves in reverse. Where Caesar pops, I get to add Emblema, and Primus, I don't want to say secondary effect, but it's a part of the effect, but it doesn't really come up often. But she has a non-target pop on each side, so I go pop the Caesar, pop Tradea, Emblema, put Gargoyle, and then we got the Phalanx to bring back the Primus. Gargoyle come up, be a 4, sync 12, 1, 2, add back, and also add to hand. Adding bonds here is just like really good. Again, we have to play the bond, well, I have to play the bonds at 1 because it gives you so much plays as it concerns follow-up and recursion. So in this instance here, we go bonds to bring back, we put 2, then we go end phase set. So we set the cowboy, set the imperm, and we pass here after placing the Primera in the spell and trap. His turn starts with Rhoda, chainlink 1, chainlink 2, 3 and 4 rather, and we just start adding stuff. We get Lubellion, which was very unlucky. We put Primera in the back row, summon Emmet, and I triggered stand up. As you can see here in the chat, I declared the effect of stand up. He goes normal summon Mad Love and declares Mad Love, and I was like, field card effect, question sign, and he's like thumbs up. So I like put the Mad Love back in hand. I clicked on it, he put it back in hand, I synchro with those two, I go Crimson on summon effect, to search, because it's very key to specifically tell your opponent that you're using the effect to search, because persons who know Crimson Dragon, they're thinking about the jump effect. So because I got a thumbs up on the search, I then go effect and I target. He said that's fine as well. I bring out my Cosmic Blazar and I add Synchro Rumble. Again, another follow-up card. Right here he goes normal to Mad Love effect. I go that's fine. He adds a field card. He goes field card, that's fine. Target Mad Love, add Zhao Long. Link into Rock effect. Right here I decided to get the Caesar values out of the game completely, because Caesar, they play it at 1. If you're playing 2 Caesar, I'm not sure what. I don't play the deck, but I've never seen persons play 2 Caesar. Get the Caesar out of the game. After getting the Caesar out of the game, he only has a Mad Love to add back, so I add back the Mad Love. And right here he goes SP. And I'm like, I can't manage SP right now. Even though I got the Imperm, the SP can still dodge, so I'm going just negate the summon. And he's like chaining. I'm like, bruh, negate the summon. And he's like reading, because the opponent's banished. So he puts it in the grave, and then he goes Holly Sue, and he starts playing. So Holly Sue effect reveal 2. He specials Rosin effect add, and then he goes Rosin effect to pop, but I have Primera in the back row, so Primera protects. And he goes Zhao Long. After he goes Zhao Long, he goes Ripper, and I imperm the Ripper, and then he calls another rock and ends. So right here I'm like, wait a minute, how'd you summon SP? You're like Rock and Rosin. I'm like, Rock's first line, like the literal first line of the card. Oh. I wasn't thinking about it at the time, because I was like, oh yeah, I'm dead, so I'm not even gonna try to pursue this game. I'm gonna just thinking about my game 2, game 3. But a thought came to mind, like, can't you not summon Rock once per turn? Isn't it like a Requiem effect or something like that? And I'm like, nah, let me just read it. And the first line says can't be used as a link material. So I then go, Rock's first line said he can't be used as a link material. And he's like, a little too late for that now. I'm like, what the hell? What do you mean a little too late? So I hit the judge button. And I literally told him that I'd felt a bit better if he said he didn't realize, but saying that it's a little too late, that is crazy, bro. Because if he said he didn't remember, he didn't realize, I can see with that, but you're literally admitting to cheating right here. I mean, it's too late. We made hella plays. I'm like, no, I made 2 plays. I Blazar negated 1, and I imperm the Ripper 2. I literally made 2 plays. I didn't even recount what he did, because I didn't really care. Again, I threw in the towel. I was literally just expecting to lose this game. I then said, hey, know your cards, man. You should at least know what your cards do, you know? And this goes both ways for me and my opponent, because if you know what your cards do, you're not supposed to do it if it can't be done, because with my deck here, Emblem of Oath, it locks me. So I have to keep that in mind when I'm playing. Right here, then, this is another thing I hate about these players too. Literally just picked up VS Calm Down. How long has this deck been out? How many ban lists passed this deck? Like, this is crazy. I hate when I'm playing persons on DB and they're like, hey, I just picked up the deck. I'm like, the deck has been out for so long. The deck has been running through the meta, whether tier 1, tier 2, tier 0, whichever deck it is. But you're gonna tell me that you just picked up this deck and you don't know? Like, bro, literally the very first line of the card. So anyways, I literally let him know, rewind the game state and kill me, or get a game lost for cheating. Like, that's literally it. It's A or B. He then goes viewing graveyard, and I think this is where he starts rewinding the game state. And to be honest, I literally didn't recount everything here, so I'm like, I'm still gonna die either way. So he go Borger, bounce, summon, and shuffles his deck, draw one, and then right here he started asking questions because he drew Izuna. Right here I was thinking like, nope, and he's like hand, graveyard. I'm like, nope. I'm like, lies. He's like, what lies? I'm like, Emeth in hand. I'm asking, I'm like, oh, my bad, because again, I don't want to be a cheater regardless of winning or losing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I said no, as in I'm saying I'm lying. I just remembered I did use Emeth in hand to put the Premier in the back row. Then he started doing K9 plays, and he goes Ripper. I go negate the summon of the Ripper. He goes Holly Sue. Holly Sue, reveal 2. I go Imperm on the Holly Sue. He then goes Xiaolong. Reveal those 2, summon Xiaolong, add another Xiaolong. And to be honest, I'm not even sure if you could do that. I literally am not going to read it right now. But yeah, he goes Nash Knight. Nash Knight to take, and he's like, oh, I skipped a step. I'm like, again, I don't see myself winning this game. He goes pop the Primera Lantern, and I'm like, no. And this guy's just blitzing through right now because he thinks I have nothing. I'm like, no, bro. Hey, can you just chill? I was reading the Umbral to confirm something because I do know the Umbral negates. He goes Lantern. I'm like, bro, no. After Umbral pops, because again, I'm reading, and I did give him the little thinking face. We go effect of Primus to summon. I summon the Primus, and I go Bonds. Banish to put Emeth in the back row because I didn't use Emeth effect to summon from the back row. I don't think I should have done that, to be honest, because the Emeth would have been replaced with like a Primera to protect the Primus, which would have given me an ad for the start of next turn. But he goes Jax, and then he goes straight into Werewolf because he just believes that, hey, this is game right here. Again, just picked up the deck. I've always been a hater for spreadsheets, but I doubt this is on one of them spreadsheets of his. He goes pop Primus. He goes pops Primus. No, I'm not sure what he did here. I think he tried to pop the Emeth, and then I chained the Emeth to summon, so Emeth dodged. And then he go battle punch, and after he punch, he's like protects. I'm like, Primus can't die by battle because she came from the graveyard. Again, literally first line, cannot be destroyed by battle unless special summon from the extra deck. End phase, my god Blazar returns. And then we proceed. The judge came in. Hello, what's going on? I'm like, hey, there was an issue. My opponent used a rock link, call SP. Then a few plays later, he, her. I am being respectful. I don't know what gender this person is. And persons are very touchy-feely with gender these days. So he, her summoned another rock. Thought I could only do it once per turn. So when I read rock, it can't be used as a link material. And the judge just asked, okay, did they rewind? Because that's what you're supposed to do. And I said, yeah. And the judge is like, okay, so no other issues. All right, have a good day. Next, we go ditch Lubellion. He goes rock. I'm like, fine. Holly Sue's not going to really do me anything. Add Joyous Worm. He goes Sue. Sue summons. I go Joyous Worm, get the rock out of there. Summon. He goes show 2 to special. I think the correct play would have been pop, but again, I'm not too diverse with the Vanquish Soul deck. I just know that she either pops or Snat Steal. Not pop, I'm sorry. Snat Steals or special. I think the Snat Steal would have been great. But he goes special, add trap. I'm like, summon Lubellion. and drew his worm out the umbral. He goes umbral. I'm like, yeah, that goes to the grave. Think here, because based on my hand, what I got, I go Lubellion to put the regain face up. Then I go normal, prim effect. He goes werewolf to show the hand. Now right here, it was very good. Either card he took, I would have been gone to space, because Gargoyle can send a field card to summon and then I get a free 8 body. Or I could go Rumble to bring back a tree, which would end up giving me a monster back, and also a draw because I mistakenly banished Oath instead of the bonds. And right here I was correcting it because I was looking at it after banishing. I was like, that was supposed to be banished instead. Resolve Primera, get the counter trap. Not much left in the deck to add at this point, but I'm seeing where I am going to get a full turn to clear the board and go into a his turn again, or her turn, sorry. Right here we then go Legacia pop, I draw 1, that dies, I go Rumble, bring back, I draw 1, and then I use those two with Primus and the A-Tree. I go Crimson, and then Crimson brings out another Blazer. As you saw, he admitted defeat already, but we got a lot going on. So right here, we would just clear that. I think Rock says I can't do anything to it. I go place, counter trap face down, and in end phase, I would place my A-Tree because I'd like to get a draw. Placing Primera wouldn't really do much. But in his turn, regardless of his hand, he is staring down 1, 2, 3, 4, and I am going to, I can't see my extra deck from, it's my extra deck, what the hell? I would go into Supernova, and Nova is going to banish everything from his board. So that's insane against this deck, because this deck swarms the field, and if it swarms the field and I go effect banish everything on his side, he's still, or her, I'll have my horde of monsters to take him out. Now this is pretty much what you got to go through on DB if you plan to play on DB. A friend of mine says, hey, play on Omega, it's a bit better. They do have a rank system and it's automated, in which sometimes I don't really like because it prompts you to chain cards that you don't necessarily know that could be chained. So it teaches you, at the same time it kind of holds you back because you want to remember these things for yourself and not necessarily rely on a prompt to tell you that, hey, you can actually ash this card, when you had your ash thinking the whole time that you couldn't ash it. I still have another match that I'll be recording in another video because this video is far too long for like a quick replay. So for my experience with DB, it's but we gotta use it for now. Again, I'm primarily going to be using DB, and then we're going to be using Omega, and we got remote, and we got our store. That's going to be the bulk of the content, and I realize that this video has gone far too long just to explain one singular game, but a lot went on, and hopefully you guys understand, and I will try to catch you guys in another video because I gotta get to work.